Hi, I'm Kelley, and today's short and sweet practice is all about your feet. You will need a tennis ball or a baseball or a cricket ball, something about this size, and we're going to use it to massage our feet. So when you're ready, get your shoes and socks off and place your ball down on the floor. Part of this practice is going to be also balancing. So pick a foot, any old foot will do, and start to roll forwards and back. And so at the moment I'm just going up and down the center of my foot, like the center of the arch. We've got so many bones and muscles in our feet, and our feet are often the unsung heroes. They do a lot of work for us, and our arches in our feet are like shock absorbers, so they help take away the shock through the knees, through our hips and our lower back when we are walking, running, hiking, all that good stuff. So it's really important that we look after the springiness of our feet. Now start to roll up and down the outer edge of your foot. Ideal scenario is we have a little arch there on the outside edge of the foot. Put as much pressure in these areas as what feels good for you, and that's going to be different for all of us. Come back to going up and down the center again. And now start to roll up and down the inner arch of your foot. Sometimes that feels sensitive. And now up and down the center of your foot again. Place your heel down on the floor and the ball underneath the ball of your foot, right in the middle there, and lean in. And sometimes it can feel really tight across the top of your foot, just like the equivalent of the knuckles in our hand. If you would like a little bit more there, wrap your toes around the ball, and it probably feels that your skin is really tight, the fascia is really tight. This practice, by the way, can also be really good for us if we have plantar fasciitis. It might be that it's too extreme for you to do this right now, but as a preventative measure, it's good to roll out and massage. Okay, relax your toes, keep the ball under the ball of the foot, and now windscreen wiper left and right. So you're sort of, if this is the ball of my foot, I'm going left and right here, kind of waking up the muscles in there. One of my yoga teachers years ago used to call shoes little prisons, which always kind of made me giggle a little bit, and it's certainly true, I think. Often our shoes really limit our feet. So it's good to pay attention to what types of shoes you wear and purchase. Okay, let's go forwards and back again. Now what we're going to do is place a little bit of pressure just behind the big toe joint. So just behind this joint here where the bunion often is, can you get the ball right there and lean in? And sometimes that's kind of like, ooh, ever so tight in there. Find the right amount of pressure for you, what feels good for you. And call this the bunion release spot. And then rolling forwards and back again. And now place the ball right in front of the heel there and step down. See how that feels. And again, if you've got one of those really hard balls, you probably don't want to step down as much as I am on the tennis ball. And then release. Okay, over to the other side, but for a moment just notice how amazing that foot feels, the one that you just rolled out there. Okay, let's get to the second foot. Going forwards and back, up and down the center there, and again, putting as much pressure on there as what feels good for you. If you do a lot of hiking or running or cycling, this is really, really good for your feet. Also, if you ever wear heels, then definitely give your feet a massage. Personally, I very rarely wear heels. Maybe like once a year at the absolute most, because they just feel so awful on my feet, even though I think they look great. Okay, let's get the outside edge of your arch. I think these days I care more about how I feel rather than how I look. Okay, and then up and down the center of your foot again. And the inside arch. Oh. And then up and down the center. And now ball under the ball of your foot, heel down, lean in. And again, it can feel like it's a big stretch all the way across there. So good to stretch that area out. And then check that you're breathing deeply. If this feels tight in here, you may have tightened up your breathing. But if you breathe deeply, the whole experience will be much more pleasurable. And now let's windscreen wiper left and right. Again, stretching those muscles between your toes. So important to take care of our feet. Again, if our feet aren't in good shape, then that's going to affect our ankles, our knees, our hips, our lower back. Seriously, it really does. Okay, and then let's do that lean in and wrap your toes around. If that feels too intense, then don't do the wrapping of the toes. Release from there. Now we're going to get the bunion spot. So again, here's the big toe joint. We want just there. Lean in a little bit, and sometimes you can really feel that it's tight in there. Okay, and then releasing forwards and back. And now ball just in front of the heel and putting some weight down there to the degree that feels good for you. And then rolling forwards and back. And then just let the ball roll away, and for a moment let's stand up really tall with our hips over our heels, and bring your attention down into your feet, and just notice how good your feet feel right now. If for nothing else, there's surely a lot more blood flow in there. Maybe it's tingly, maybe you can feel energy there. Okay, a few more things for your feet, particularly your toes. Step your right leg back so your heel's way up. We're going to do a toe stretch, so you're going to need to lengthen your tailbone down, core on, and reach down through your knee here until you stretch the back of the toes. And now you might do a windscreen wiper a little bit left and right. You may even get some toe adjustments happening. And now let's straighten our knees and change around the opposite way. So again, I'm going to draw my navel back to my spine, tailbone down, just so my lower back feels good with this. And then bend both knees, reach this knee down till you get a really good toe stretch. It is kind of tricky on the balance, so you might need to use a chair or something. I'm going to step this foot forwards, feel a bit steadier there. And now with this leg, knee going left and right, little windscreen wiper. And then we're going to step forwards. And here's our final thing for our foot workout. For some reason, it seems that we need to look at our toes to see what's happening down there. So bring your hips over your heels, maybe look towards your feet, and then lift all 10 toes off the floor and spread them really wide. And see if you can feel really grounded through the little toe side of your foot, big toe side, and very center of your heel. Now, here's where the fun begins. See if you can get your big toes to rest down and keep the others lifted. And then lift them, spread them. See if you can get the little toes down and the others lifted. And then notice if your little fingers think that they're helping. Sometimes they're doing something like this, as if they're kind of cheerleading your toes on. See if you can keep your hands relaxed, breathe smoothly, and let the feet do the work. And then lift your toes up. This is a bit ridiculous. See if you can get big toe down, little toe down, others lifted. And this is definitely where the little fingers want to lift. So again, big toes down, little toes down, middle toes lifting. My left foot doesn't want to do that today. And then lift up, spread them wide, and then a bit like you're playing the piano, drum your feet out. Okay, and then let's stand tall in Samasthiti again. And see if you can get your toes spread. And like I said before, broad across the balls of the feet, centered through your heels. Body weight mainly through your heels. If it feels okay, close your eyes. If it feels nauseous, soft eyes till you feel steady. And take some smooth breaths, bringing your attention into your feet. Notice what you feel. Maybe you feel tingling, blood flow. Maybe your feet feel broader and longer. And then opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on this short and sweet foot practice. And I just want to say thank you very much to Robin for requesting this video. If you are enjoying these videos, please hit subscribe so you can stay up to date when new videos come out. And then of course, if you have a request, then please send me a message, and I always endeavor to meet those requests. Until next time, take good care of yourself.